Hey guys, so I know this is kind of an awkward angle. I'm like working on it. But I thought I would show you guys how I make my picky pads on here. I've made a TikTok on it before, but I'm gonna show you guys here on YouTube because picky pads are my like top selling thing on Etsy, and so I'm about to make some, so I thought I'd bring you guys with me, so stay tuned for that. Okay, so I know this is not the best angle again, but to start off with, this is what I use. It's called Silly Knot. This stuff, I get it from Amazon, but you can get it from their website as well, but this is the base of it. And then I use beads. Like literally it does not matter what kind of beads you get, just get a mix of beads, and then I just mix them all in a jar and then just shake them up so they're mixed up. And then you're gonna need a little mold. You can use like a plate or something, but I just like to use a silicone mold just because it's easier to pop it out. So what you're gonna do, so normally when I would order this, it would come in a bottle, and then the base, you would just melt it and you could pour it in. This one is a little bit different. I think they changed up their like packaging and I guess how they sell it, because now this one's a powder and it's in a pouch. So, but it says you mix it the same way, like you just heat it up and it melts into the silicone feel. But this is new to me, so if I mess up, like granted, I've made these several times, but if it's a little different, it's not me, it's this. So, but we'll see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a little cup, a microwavable cup, and then it says you heat it up. Like you pour some in there in a microwave safe dish, and then you're going to heat it for 10-second intervals, letting it rest for 15 seconds, and then stirring in between each increment. And then that's when it's going to turn into the liquid. So I'm going to do that, and I'll show you guys after I've mixed them. Okay, excuse me. Okay, I'm back. So this one, I probably did like maybe 9 or 10 increments and stirring it in between each one, and now it's kind of like a slimy consistency, if you can see. So next one, sorry, my dog. So next what I'm going to do is I have my little silicone molds, and then I put beads on the bottom of them, and like just scatter some beads on the bottom, and now I'm just going to pour it over it, and let me show you what it looks like with the beads. Okay, so as you can see, this is how I just lined the different silicone molds, and so now what I'm going to do is just pour the base into it. Let me just take this knife out real quick. It's a plastic knife. I don't know community guidelines or anything. And then so now I'm just gonna pour it and just cover the beads. Okay, so that's about good to me. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do next is, because it is covered like that with the Silly Knot stuff. So now what I'm going to do is just sprinkle on more beads. Just like that. And then I'm going to add a few like little extras too. And then I'm going to kind of press them gently into it. That way they're like a little bit harder to pick out. And you will literally just add as many or as little beads as you want to add, and then try not to kind of like dip your whole finger in it, because the stuff is pretty sticky. Once it dries, it's like not too bad, but starting out it is pretty sticky. And then I'm just gonna keep doing that. I'm just taking some of these bigger beads out because I feel like it already has a good amount of that, and just sprinkling in more beads until you get it how you like it. And then if you do get it on your skin, like, it's okay, it's not gonna like hurt you or anything, it's just super sticky. But you can just wash your hands with soap and water and it'll literally just melt right off. And then once you finish this, you will some people just let it cool like that, but I put it in the freezer for like 10 to 15 minutes, and by then it's like literally ready to go. See, I like got my finger on it, and it's sticky, as you can see. But I mean, I don't know why I said it's like not a bad not a bad thing at all. But these are really great. Like, I don't know if you've ever had one or if you know what picky pads are, but basically they're just like little pads with beads in it or other little random things in it, and they're for you to pick out the beads. So if you have like I get anxious, and when I get anxious, I pick at my skin, and I don't like to do that because it's horrible for your skin to do that, but I don't know, I just do it. And so this helps me to not pick at my skin that much. Like, it kind of satisfies that urge to pick, if that makes sense, because you're picking at something but it's not your skin or your scalp or whatever, and so it's better for you in that sense. And so I feel like it's a good like little anxious, like, I don't know, for the anxious girlies out there. I feel like they're good for that because they help you not pick at your skin. So I'm going to keep just putting more beads in here until I feel like it's pretty good. But I like to put a lot. And like, I will add these to my Etsy because I don't need like 5 picky pads all to myself. So like, I usually add these on my Etsy, and surprisingly these are like my #1 seller. Are they picky? Oh, sorry, Millie. She just jumped and I had my desk drawer open, so when she jumped, she hit her head on it. Poor thing. But she'll be fine. She's a pug. She's got, I don't know, she's already got problems, so. Alrighty. So I think this is good for me. So it's kind of covered up like that, and I just kind of pressed all the beads into it. I actually might add a few more, just in this like little corner. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stick it in the freezer for about 15 minutes. And then after like 15 minutes, I'll take it out, just like let it cool down a little bit more. And it's good to go. And you can remelt these for like up to 34 times, I think. You just heat them up for 20-second intervals, let them cool for 10 seconds. And then you just keep repeating that until it's like meltable after you've picked out all the beads. And then you literally just repeat the same process, and you're good to go. So I'm gonna stick this in the freezer and then make the rest of them with the rest of the batter, or not batter, but the silly knot stuff. Okay, so I think I made about 5 of them. I noticed with the powder, like I said, this one's a new one, so it was a little bit different for me this time around. It made maybe about 2 cups of the silly knot stuff, but this is what I'm sorry girl, I'm like, what? I had a frog in my throat or something. But anyways, this has been in the freezer for about maybe 15 minutes, and so this is what the picky pad looks like now. It's kind of hardened up, and as you can see, it's taken shape of the mold. So all I do next is just literally just peel it out of the mold, and then I have the picky pad right here, and you can pick them out. So there's some at the bottom and there's some at the top, and of course it's like I don't know how to say what texture it is, but it's really easy to to pick out the beads. You just pick them out, you know, like this, and then you can collect them and remelt them for up to 34, I think maybe 34 uses with 20 seconds in increments. You'll pick out all the beads, heat it up for 20 seconds, let it cool for 10, and then usually one go around is good for a picky pad, but sometimes if you need more, then maybe I would do it again another 20 or 10 seconds. Then you just stick in all your beads, and then you can heat it up on a plate or whatever, and then there you go. So that's how you make the picky pad. So let me show you guys it here, and then here's the back. And they're really fun to pick out, so I hope you guys have fun with it. You can choose your own beads. It's really like up to you how you want to do it, so you could do it however you want. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, and it might have been a very short video, and if it is, I'm sorry. But it's not hard to make them, so I think that's why. If it's short, sorry guys, but short and sweet, right? So anyways, I'll stop talking. So this is how you make the picky pad. So bye guys.